Life Esteem, a program committed to delivering information that's important to you and your community.
Hello, and welcome again to Life Esteem. Always great to have you as a viewer. Happy holidays to you as well. Hey, today we have Sharina Johnson. She's Executive Director of the Star City Community and Arts program out there in Allison Hill and doing fantastic work with our youth. So glad to have you on the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Now, you're originally from Harrisburg?
Actually, I'm originally from Baltimore, but I did grow up sometime in Harrisburg, though. I'm a military brat, so we moved around a lot, and our last place was Harrisburg.
Okay. Military brat. Yeah. So you've traveled a lot then?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic.
And as well as I was in the military myself. So.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Okay, what part of the branch of the military?
Army. I was in the Army, went over to Iraq. I'm a veteran too, so yeah.
Oh, goodness, we've had a lot to talk about here. But we're really excited about Star City Community and Arts. Tell us all about it.
Star City Community Arts is my baby, my blessing. We started after the tragic loss of our business partner, Rayon Braxton. Yeah. It came out of that situation. He was heavily into the arts and was trying to begin his own programs at Braxton Hall, specifically dance and modeling and things of that nature. So on my end, I'm more into the photography and video. So we kind of meshed that all together, and we began offering different activities to the youth, specifically 11 through 17. Now we've broadened it a little bit for youth 8 to 17.
Now, Dorisha Leaks, his mother,
yes,
was involved with you.
Yes, Miss Dorisha is heavily involved with us. That's Rayon Braxton's mother. She's our family liaison, helps with our parent, connect our parents to our programs.
Well, there was a nice piece on the cable access station about you, and I think Mayor Pappenbooth walked us all through the facility.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell us what was going on and what type of things that you all were showcasing that night.
That specific day, it was the first day of our summer camp back in June. We had a summer camp that was called Explore, and we had different art activities such as video, dance, photography, cosmetology. We had fitness activities as yoga, boxing, swimming. He was basically showing everybody what we were doing during that time, which the program ran from 12 to 6 p.m.
12 to 6 p.m.
12 to 6 p.m. Wow.
And it was all summer long?
Yes, it was, I want to say, a week after school let out and a week before school went in. So it was about 12 weeks.
Wow, beautiful.
Wow, that was nice. And how many young people were able to participate in that?
We had total in the program was 75.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
That is great.
Because we had extended version 2, whereas though we went from 12 to 9 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays and Thursdays.
You did.
So the Arts Center, Star City Community Arts, pretty much was born out of a sense of maybe a tragic loss, but a need to fill a void, right?
Yes.
And has the community embraced it the way you would like it to, or what can we do better to support this much needed organization?
We can have more artists really touching the youth or mentoring the youth or, coming together to show them their talents. I would love, to really get deep into the arts of Harrisburg, because Harrisburg is a pretty artsy city.
Yes,
I didn't know
that.
I didn't know that. But as I explore more, I'm starting to see arts is everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the things we do, we, of course, being the Writer's Workshop, and we have a venue through Mayor Pappenbooth and his wife. They have this wonderful Midtown Scholar bookstore, and I think it's really one of the best in the country. And so they open up their doors for us, and we've been able to go in and do poetry readings and workshops and everything every Friday night except the third Friday of the month. And we have a great time, and we open up the first Friday of the month for youth. And we've established a wonderful relationship with the Police Athletic League, thanks to Jimmy Jones, Mr. Jimmy Jones, and also Angela Bates and Lillian Bates. They're doing tremendous work. I mean, they're bringing like 30-something students down at a time, and we just have a ball talking about writing, talking about a little bit of everything. So that's going well. But, there's always room for improvement and stuff, and I mentioned that third Friday of the month, we don't have a venue. We don't do anything. So maybe we could partner with Star City. Let's come and do
Sounds
something and
good.
make something happen. And it doesn't just have to be that Friday either. I mean, I would be willing, as a poet and someone who loves the arts, and then I know many others who do as well, to come in and volunteer our time and just get some things done. Yeah, that would be great. So let's talk about that. Okay?
Now, currently, are you using your arts for after-school programming?
Yes.
All right.
We're using it. The program actually ends on the 16th, and then we're going to start back up in Harrisburg School District.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So we finally got into Harrisburg School District. We actually wanted the students to come to us, but they wanted us to come to the students. So I was like, okay, we'll try it out, try to build that partnership, and then see if they can pipeline them to our
That's good
our
stuff.
center.
And what kind of artists currently do you have available to go in? What type of artists?
We have videographers, actors, and dancers right now.
Nice,
Okay.
nice. Okay. Yeah.
And where are you showing with the young people? Where their interests seem to be going throughout all three of those areas? Or is one doing more than the other in regard to the interests of the young people?
As of right now, it's kind of like they're still exploring it. They're still just enjoying it. I do have some youth that already were singers that came into the program, so singing is their thing, but they're still enjoying the dancing because it helps with their singing. The acting helps with it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Absolutely.
everything kind of interact.
Yes. Yeah. I met with some wonderful people through Messiah College just recently. In fact, as we're taping this program, just last night, and they want to do a theater arts project. And it would be a theater arts project that would come up out of the actual life of the community. So it's not just making up, story in the media, but no, taking real life and just putting it on stage. Pat and I went to a wonderful play along with a bunch of other folks from Harrisburg called Alive and Kicking, right?
55 Alive and Kicking.
55 Alive and Kicking. And Vi Higgins, who's a legend up in New York City, put this play on, and she has just come up with a marvelous concept. And she took real people who are 55 years or older, and they just simply tell their lives.
The oldest
their
one
stories.
was 79.
Yeah, the oldest one's 79,
wow,
and they all have these outstanding stories. But they sing, they dance, they do it, and it's a Broadway production. And it's fantastic. And people came from all over the country to see this, and so it's been going on forever. And now she's doing it with young people as well. Teenagers, So, that's the kind of theater that can exist all over the world. And it speaks to some of the social ills that we're trying to address, as you are. To have that tragedy happen with your partner. And then to say, okay, we can cry about it, which we will, but what's the affirmation? What can we do to turn, lemons into lemonade? What can we do to do something that's going to, honor the person for real? And you've done that. You've created this wonderful organization, Star City Community. I'm not sure we made it clear where you're located, by the way. The building that you operate out of?
McFarland Building.
Okay.
On Allison Hill near the Marbury Bridge. 200 Crescent Street.
Some people maybe remember that as Dazante, right?
Yes.
Okay, those have been around
That's right.
for a
It used to
while.
be called Dazante.
Yes.
That's right. And now in Dazante, do they no longer exist?
No.
Okay. The organization went out. So Star City Community Arts stepped in.
Yes.
Filled that void.
Yes.
Good. So young people who want to become a part of this, they've never heard of it before. Parents are sitting back saying, I didn't know this existed. How can they get their children, their young people involved in this?
They can go to our website, starcityhbg.org, or they can come and visit us at 200 Crescent Street, or they can give me a call, 717-461-3002.
And what are your hours? The people, what time are you there located if they want to come and see you?
If they would like to come to see, we're open between 3 to 9.
3 to 9.
Very good. But you're also doing, as you mentioned, you're going to be working with the Harrisburg City Schools in their Explore program.
Yes.
Will you also be operating out of your facility as well?
Right now, we just had a meeting yesterday. We're trying to balance that right now. Between the two, so we can figure out how we can do that the best way. What's the best way to do it?
You're not doing 5 days a week with the Harrisburg School, or are you?
We're going to figure that. We're going to figure it all out. Everything is still brainstorming.
Yeah, that's good. Well, for people who don't know about the Explore program and other after-school programs, these are tremendous programs that not only present an opportunity for young people to study and to sharpen their, study skills, but it gives them the artists You know, it gives them an opportunity to play with recreation and to just do more socialization. So these are really powerful programs and much needed in the city and really throughout the country. They're being utilized. I went to a conference once where they talked about the power of the after-school program and what makes them, you know, work and not work, you know, that kind of thing. So I think here in Harrisburg area we have, you know, good programs that work. So I'm glad to see that they're bringing you on board.
Yes.
And that's good for the city of Harrisburg. Keep it going.
Now,
Thank you.
One of the things you would say, Sharina, too, is that you are coming out of the Baltimore area.
Yes.
And learning about
Yes.
all the great opportunity and artists and things in this community. And were you doing similar work in Baltimore?
No, actually I wasn't. I was doing community work. I was more on the fair development, helping with housing, because John Hopkins was taking the housing from the neighborhoods around the communities around. So I was on their fair development campaign, trying to, you know, stand up for that. But I did go into a school and help with reading and math every so often, Tenchtown Elementary. It was in my like I had a dream that 10 years from now, and I did want to operate a school, did want to operate, you know, everything. And I told Rayon that actually a month before, you know, his tragic situation happened. And for it to come after, it was like a blessing, and I only could run with it. That's what keeps me going so much, knowing that God blessed me with this opportunity to make something happen, not 10 years from now, but right now. So that people want to know where my inspiration is, that is God blessed me with something, and it's like when he blesses you with something, you got to go ahead and step into your shoe, into your path, and follow through with it. I was prophesied to be a leader, so that right there told me, hey, this is your opportunity, this is your time. And everything has been falling in place for it, so I know I'm in his will. I'm doing what he wants me to do. So
where do you go to church?
Upper Room International Ministries.
Go ahead, I like it.
Yeah.
Upper Room International Ministries. I like the title of that, period. Located here in Harrisburg?
Yes.
Okay.
The pastor is Darren Washington.
Oh, okay. Very good. Hats off to Darren, Brother Darren.
His work.
Yes, indeed.
And do you have family here now?
Yes.
You do?
My family's here.
Okay.
Well, you graduated from Harrisburg High School, right?
Dauphin County Technical School.
Dauphin County Technical School.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And law enforcement,
Law enforcement.
Yeah.
Okay, not far away from law enforcement.
No, right?
Well, you're really not far away at all, because what you're doing is you're working with young people.
Still serving the community.
Serving the community, listen, law enforcement is protect and serve, right?
Yep.
So in the way you are protecting and serving our youth, because you keep them off of the streets and you're helping them to find their own voice and to pursue some dreams here, and that's good stuff, you know. And you're in a challenged area too, if you can put it that way. Great people live in that area, of course, but there's always issues and concerns, and so to be in that particular area, doing the kind of work you're doing is really a great thing. So,
Thank you.
you know, not everybody's going to do that, right?
You're right. You're absolutely
Not everybody's
right.
going to do it.
Well, let's go back to your 10-year, vision, okay? Now that we moved into this direction, 5 years, what would you like to see happen occur?
Actually having a building, a whole building, because you know I have just a space. McFarland building is an apartment building, so I have the bottom space. I would like to have a full building both in Harrisburg and in Baltimore in the next 5 years. I hope to have the building in Harrisburg next 2 years. Like I'm really working.
Make that come alive. That's wonderful.
So do you have a board of directors and all that good
Yes,
stuff?
we have we have a small board. We need to strengthen it though. So if y'all are interested in, let me know.
Now, have you looked for the 501c3 and that kind of thing? You do have that now?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. Good, good. So that's good to know. Because oftentimes when you don't have that, then people say, well, I can't give it to you because I can't. But for folks to know, you do have your 501c3?
Yes.
And it's under Star City Community and Arts, right?
Under a fiscal agent.
Under fiscal agent.
Yeah,
oh, that's good. That's the way to do it then. And
until we do build that, because we only been in operation for about 6 months. And they said at least want like a year of financial information and seeing us operating.
Okay. And so, and you working through like Jump Street, if you don't mind me asking? Good.
Yes.
That's a great agency to work with.
Is.
I love those people.
Yeah,
so-
they're very, Melissa, she always sends people our way, so.
Yeah, she's good people. And Bob Welsh, I hope you met Bob and
Yes.
Melissa.
Yep.
They just make it happen.
And they
so.
actually just had moved too. They have a new
Yes,
location.
downtown.
Okay,
Yeah, I haven't
downtown
visited
Hartford.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all good stuff. So here's the deal. You know, of course, we have so much happening in the country now. And the movement, Black Lives Matter, you know, made quite an impact over the last 2 years because they spoke out against all of the senseless violence, especially police officers who were, you know, killing young unarmed, you know, people and then getting away, you know, it's like, and it caused a lot of anger in our community. Then people say, well, but we got to protect and support our police, blah, blah, blah. So along comes the arts, and you're talking to these young people. So how do you address the kinds of things that they're seeing and being impacted by through the arts? How do you, you know, use dance and singing and photography even to help them to express whatever they're feeling?
Okay. One of the ways we have done it was through acting, actually.
Good.
We would act out some of the situations that may have happened, and we would ask them, how would you react in this way?
Yeah.
And then what's a good way to react? So we use acting in that way of trying to, like, I guess, conflict resolution in a way.
Very good.
Dance, we use dance to kind of allow them to express themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have done fight scenes dance. So instead of actually fighting, you're just taking your energy out and you're using that same energy in a fight scene. Then paint, we use say we have a theme or something. Say, I want to say something intense. Death of a family member.
Yeah, sure.
And we'll ask them to illustrate that or to bring it out because we want to touch on a lot of different issues, like you said, that are happening in our communities and address them now so they can understand it now, so when they get to our age, they're helping change those things. And we're using arts a lot to portray the things that we already see in media, portray the things that we already see in our everyday life, to kind of turn it around for the better.
Good stuff.
But we just saw a documentary that talked just about that, that how the arts was really the catalyst that moved forth through the Civil Rights Movement, and then also with the Black Panthers and other organizations, and through that voice, through that art.
Yeah, but 13, is that what you mean?
No, it was since Martin Luther King.
Oh, that's right, the one that's just on PBS.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if you've seen it, but
I was about to say,
it's
what is it?
powerful. It's
I'll look
called,
into it.
Something about since MLK or something.
the civil rights since the civil rights after MLK.
Okay, that's what it was.
I think that's the actual title. And if you haven't seen it, folks, it's fantastic.
It is
but
wonderful.
It was aired on PBS, and I see they've rerun it a few times. But yeah, the young people need to see that as well. I think they would relate to it. Civil rights after MLK. Yeah, so something like that.
And I just thought the part they talked about the arts.
They did
and
a
how
lot.
incredibly important that was.
And I would like to look into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And coming up back in the day, you know, the 60s, whatever, I mean, our arts were part of the revolution, you know. I mean, in fact, there's a wonderful piece out, Music of the Revolution, I think it's called. We played it on the bus going up to wherever. And when you think about it, it's like, wow, that's right. I mean, all those songs connected to what we were seeing and doing and feeling. And then the same thing with the paintings and, you know, you think of those great artists back then, the poets for sure.
Yeah.
The last poets, Nikki Giovanni, Sonia Sanchez, Haki Mahabuti, all of them, they spoke about what we were seeing and what we were thinking, you know? And so what you're doing is you're creating that space again for these young people to come behind you, and they're like, hey, we're not just writing poetry about trees, which we can do, we're writing poetry about real life, you know? Yeah, so keep it going. We call it finding the voice. Right? So here, of course, we want to support your agency, Star City Community and Arts. So how can the community really support, other than, we know finances is always needed, that's for sure.
You said you want mentors as far as other
Mentors is, okay, what else can be done? Because there's some people say, well, I don't know if I had time to mentor, but what can I do, you know?
Let me think.
Help find a building, maybe?
Help find a building. You can help find transportation.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you have, like, let me think, any things to donate,
Yes.
You can definitely
Yeah.
donate.
Yeah.
We
One
have
thing
we have a list on our website that says
you do have it?
desire
Oh, I didn't know
desire
that.
donations.
Oh, wonderful.
So,
Okay.
you know.
So let's say that again. You have a list on the website, and the website is
StarCityHBG.org.
StarCityHBG, which stands for Harrisburg, of course, .org. And I think, a library would be a nice thing to have. Do you guys
We have a
ladies in there?
library.
You do have a library
yeah,
already?
so yeah.
So
Yeah,
you're
donate
looking
books.
for more books?
Yeah, we're looking for more books.
Okay.
We're always looking for more
Okay.
books.
They have a wonderful brother by the name of Joe Bedard. He's a great man, lives over in Enola there, and he has been the source for me getting
The books.
us getting all
The
kinds
children
of
books.
The children books, yes.
He
Yeah,
dropped
yeah.
a few off at our
did?
building.
Good,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you've met with Joe, then
Yep.
you got the right man,
Yeah, you have someone
And
there.
then also we have other books that have been donated for adults as well.
Yeah.
So we can make sure that you, if you want some more, we can help you to get those.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a
Thank
good thing.
you. Thank
But there's
you.
other things too. Sometimes people have, those mats the kids or anybody
Yoga
can use to work
mats,
out,
to
and yoga
work out.
mats, stuff like that.
Yep, we can
so-
use more of those. Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's
some of
on
that.
your list?
Yes.
Okay, those
Yeah.
are on the list, all right.
Let me say to the audience, I know a lot of you had that workout equipment that you're not using. Be honest about it. Come on. Maybe you
Yeah.
can use some of that, right?
Yep.
Please.
Anyway.
I told her to stop outing me.
Any old cameras for
Cameras,
photography,
okay.
videography, any old dance shoes for
Okay.
dance.
Have you talked to Jump Street about that? Because
Yeah,
I
they
remember
give
one
us-
time they give you some
they
stuff.
give us some
Good.
things, yep.
Okay. Because Bob had at one point this huge thing for like leotards
Yep.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, we got a lot of them.
Okay, great, good. So, folks, the point is we have to be a partner
That's right.
Yes.
to agencies that are trying to do something to help our community. And helping our youth is certainly helping our community, So this is really good stuff. So anyhow, in the fall, you're moving into the winter time now. Yeah. So in the winter, you will still have programs, some in the after school.
Yes.
Do you accept, what do you call them, guest artists to come in? So if you're going to be
Yes.
an after school program, we could probably bring you some poets.
Yeah.
Get you some other folks to come in, and maybe not every single day, but maybe every now
so
and then bring
often.
somebody in,
Okay.
like a Carla Christopher. I don't know if you know Carla. Do you know Carla?
No, I don't know.
You need to meet Carla Christopher. She has a wonderful TV program, by the way, down out of York, Pennsylvania, called Culture in Maine. And she is one of the most eloquent.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Absolutely.
You want her to introduce you one day. It's like once she introduces you, you can just go and lay down there. Because she has such a way with words, and she's a tremendous poet, but she also is a publisher. And she publishes most of the artists, and she published me. And people that are just writing books, she has Community Arts Inc., her and her partner, and they do a tremendous job of publishing people and helping people's dreams come true. But she also is just one of the best poets and art advocates that you ever meet.
Yeah.
And she's doing a lot of great work in York, but she goes all over the country. She's also with Put People First, and so she's traveled literally to what I think was Yugoslavia recently,
somewhere.
all kinds of places.
Places,
This
yeah.
woman's, she's incredible. So want to hook you up with people like that, and if there's any way we can help you, we'd be more than happy to make those connections.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you. I appreciate this.
Community in arts.
I'm really excited again because it's just refreshing again another young person
Yes.
that's taking the bull by the horns
Yeah.
and just going out and making it happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just have to do that. I think our former guest, your former choir director,
Yes.
said with a leap of faith, a jump. What did he say?
Yeah, just take that leap. Yeah,
Take that
just
leap.
that leap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
And that's what you did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taking
Yes.
that leap.
Does it always take money too? That's the other thing. People always say it takes money.
It doesn't always take money. It really takes you being passionate about it, and you just really talking to people
Yes.
about it and connecting with the right people. Because Star City, we started off with nothing. People, just really started giving to us because of what we were doing, the cause. We're trying to give back to the community.
Sure.
So, as long as you're giving, for the most part, you can do things free.
Right,
People will look out for you.
There you go. There you go. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the
And he
key.
said, build it and they will come.
Build it,
There
they will
you
come.
go.
But also, if they understand it, let people be a part of the mission.
Yeah.
And when people's children are involved, believe me, people want to give, because that's my child, right? And so they want to do things. Now, we do have an awful lot of, I hate to say it this way, but it's true, a lot of people who kind of push their kids out the door. Go do something, right? But they don't really seem to follow. So how do you encourage parents to get involved because when children know that their parents are there helping out too, it seems to, give them that boost.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I think after we showcase their their child, they kind of latch on to like, wow, how can I support them more? Because like you said, sometimes they may not be given that time to really pay attention to what they're doing. But once we put them on a showcase and now put them on to the stage and they may be acting, and they be like, whoa, hold on, I didn't know they can act, or where they get that from, you know? So then they start, you know, building those relationships or getting a little closer through the arts once again. Yep.
I hope you get a chance also. She won't be here long, but she's here now as we're taping this program. Yande Austin, who is out of, I think she's out of like Georgia, someplace like that, but she has an international ministry where she's doing work of art. She's in the art, she's a singer, she's a film director, photographer, whatever. But she has a major documentary coming out that's been 3 years in the works, and she showed part of it at Central Penn College, blew us away. And one thing that, the reason why she came to my mind is, first off, you two should meet. You need to have that connection because, you know, you're talking about taking them to Baltimore, this and that, and her energy in the room just is like, boom, she just blows up. So, but she showed us something in the documentary, and these two little kids in the midst of her doing this wonderful camp, you know, they got into a major fight. These two kids in Africa got into a major fight. I mean, they went at it, and then everybody was trying to, and so she had to jump in there. She said it shocked her too, but she used it as a teachable moment. I mean, so part of the fear that a lot of people have when trying to work with inner city youth, let's be honest about it, is, oh, I don't know if I can do that. They're disrespectful. They're going to, you know, whatever. How do you handle when a child is not real sure, they're showing that attitude? How do you break through? And is there a magic formula to it, or do you just, you know, you just do it? How did you make it happen?
To tell you the truth, I haven't had many incidents where we had to really break through, and it's surprising to say that. I think because we build a culture of love from the door.
There you go.
SCCA love is like our little thing. Love is, it takes love to raise a star. STAR stands for selflessness, teamwork, attitude, and respect. We have a program called a STAR student. If you demonstrate those values that I just said, selflessness, teamwork, attitude, which is a positive attitude, and respect, and you get 5 stars from your teacher, you get a bracelet called a STAR bracelet. So this bracelet, it has a little story behind it. This shows strength. It's hard to break through. This is a journey we're going to travel together. And together we're going to do it. And that's how I do a ceremony for them. And it's like we're a family. Like we figure things out together. Some of the youth intervene, and they'll go, if something negative is happening, one of the youth will intervene and say, hey, that's not right. That's not being respectful. You know what I'm saying? You're not being a team player. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we built this culture of love, whereas though we don't have too many problems like that.
There you go. You know, we're going to run out of time, so I'm so glad you brought that up and we got there. I remember Pat and I had a chance to visit down in Baltimore, a group that was doing arts work and doing a lot of great stuff. And it reminded me, when you did that, it reminded me so much of that particular fantastic group. It can be done. That's the key. It can be done. We want to thank Sharina Johnson for coming on. She represents, she's executive director of Star City Community and Arts, located right off of Marbury Street, the Marbury Street Bridge, 200 Crescent Street. And if you haven't been there to see the building, see the facility, go, please check it out. But more importantly, support the organization that's trying to support our children, because they're doing the work that we need to have done. Thank you so much for what you do. Thank you so much for watching the program, and we're going to see you next time on Life Esteem. Goodbye.